Higashi here, Gene, and welcome to the GTA 5 car v car episode of the Coquette Classic from the brand new Flat School DLC, which got released yesterday, going against majority of the Sports Classic, which will be coming soon. But for now, we're going to be comparing against the Monroe. The thing about this car, it requires a lot of concentration, so it's got that skill gap, so not anyone can use this car and sort of get used to it right away. It takes quite some time getting used to, and to pull off some awesome lap times is rather difficult around the racetrack. And also to even fully complete a lap with this car requires a hell of a lot of concentration compared to the other Sports Classic within this category. The reason for that is because of its handling. It oversteers a hell of a lot. At the same time, it can also understeer if you're not paying attention and going at high rates of speed around these corners. So you've got to pay attention to the brakes as well, because the brakes do actually suck compared to the other Sports Classics, as it's quite a heavy car, so a lot of momentum is dragged along these corners. So your braking points are slightly different to your other cars in this category. So you've got to pay attention to a lot of things with this car to actually optimize it and really perfect it. But that's the only thing sort of stopping you. Everything else of the car itself is pretty much fine, but the handling is quite poor. But then again, you could say it's really good if you're into drifting, as the car seems to drift quite a bit. But of course, Monroe, on the other hand, it's much better for handling, goes around the corner much better, and also at the same time, it's got just obviously much better traction and whatnot. Now, here's the thing about acceleration: the Coquette Classic actually just goes off right off the bat, and it's only a 3-speed, so it goes up to 3rd gear only. But the Monroe itself will eventually slowly catch up, which you will notice, but it does take quite some time. So this gives us information on the short track. The Coquette Classic is rather competitive from what we see so far, but the only downside is if you're on quite a straight track with quite a bit of curvy straights, then this is where other Sports Classics may seem like it will dominate. But at the same time, you could say, I don't know, it's rather balanced. This car is very well balanced. And I love the fact that it requires a lot of concentration to actually fully reach its maximum potential, because, as I said, not everyone can use this. So you see significant difference between lap times from everybody. You know, not everybody will get the similar lap times with a few milliseconds. It's going to be massive gaps between everyone when everyone uses this car. So racing with this car, you can see, definitely tell who can actually adapt to something like this. Because, as I said, this car, in my opinion, requires the most skill out of the Sports Classic. Even out of the whole game, to be honest, because OB9F I thought was pretty difficult to control at first, but then when this car came along, wow. So anyway, this one, Monroe had better top speed, and Coquette Classic's got more torque. But damage test, did it several times just to make sure the numbers were appropriate and efficient. $304 to repair initial impact, the Classic, and $330 for the Monroe. So Classic's more durable, it seemed like. Now the customizable options. The Coquette Classic's got quite a few, you know, quite random, but, you know, quite a few bumper options, but then hardly any other options for anything else. So it's got hood, it's got one hood actually, and a carbon hood at the front, and it's got nice roll cage, I suppose, which kind of just like comes off tangent, and quite a few exhaust pipes, but that's pretty much it. Everything else is just, it is what it is, and just nothing much to it. But for the Monroe, on the other hand, it's got no customizable options whatsoever, which kind of does suck. You know, hopefully they bring something for the Sports Classics. You know, a spoiler edition would be awesome. But anyway, this lap time test is where it got interesting, because a lot of these Sports Classics are very close to each other, man. So it gets a bit tricky at times, and really to test it fully out and to get everything on the spot and precise, because, you know, this comes down to milliseconds, people. Now, think about the Coquette Classic, alright? Braking points are crucial, because if you get the braking point wrong, then the car will literally get all its momentum and just go off the track, and you just go flying off. As I said, it's a heavy car. Wow, it's a heavy car, whereas the Monroe sticks to the ground, although it can oversteer if you don't pay attention to it, but going around corners is quite comfortable as to Coquette Classic. So if you're going for efficiency around the track, obviously I suggest go for Monroe, but if you're looking for proper concentration and skill to actually benefit from a car, then go for a Coquette Classic. It's certainly competitive against other Sports Classics, except for we know the Z-Type is quite superior within its own class. Now, you see how close these times are? Monroe 106.769, the Coquette Classic 107 something something. It's 385, sorry, wow. Brain fart. Now anyway, Coquette Classic does take it, but for a racetrack, obviously Monroe is slightly superior, but just about. But certainly you can compete with the Coquette Classic, but requires a hell of a lot of concentration. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Expect to see more comparisons. Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys soon. Check it out. Good night. Peace. Yeah.